Archaeologists in Jordan's Black Desert undertook a multi-year expedition at Shubayqa, driven by the belief that this site could reveal insights into the development of agriculture, a pivotal milestone in human history. Their excavation unearthed ancient ashes from a meal, challenging established views on the history of agriculture and reshaping our understanding of human civilization. The context of this discovery is the transition from a hunter-gatherer lifestyle to agriculture, a relatively recent shift in human history. Early humans relied on foraging for edible plants and hunting animals, necessitating constant migration for food sources. Agriculture revolutionized this by introducing a sedentary way of life. Interestingly, modern-day hunter-gatherer societies like the San people in southern Africa, the Baka in Central Africa, and the Copper Inuit in the Arctic still exist, sharing traits such as small populations with gender-based labor divisions. The shift to agriculture occurred independently in various regions, with civilizations like Egypt, Sumer, Mesopotamia, and the Indus Valley embracing advanced farming practices around 11,700 years ago. This transition followed the Pleistocene Ice Age, leading humans to manage non-domesticated plants and animals as a precursor to farming. Cultivating crops offered food security and energy-rich processed foods, while domesticated animals like cows and sheep provided stable sources of milk and meat. Plant domestication began around 12,000 years ago, followed by animal domestication 2,000 years later. Different regions adopted distinct crops such as wheat, barley, rice, and squash, each shaped by unique environmental conditions. The Natufians, crucial during the agricultural transition in Southwest Asia, were mainly hunter-gatherers based in the Mediterranean woodlands. Shubayqa, situated in Jordan's Black Desert, within a vast volcanic field extending into Syria and Saudi Arabia, stands as the first extensively explored Natufian site outside their core zone. Shubayqa's importance lies in its revelation of a more settled Natufian lifestyle than previously believed, profoundly influencing their diet. Excavations between 2012 and 2015 focused on well-preserved stone buildings constructed from local basalt, yielding tools, animal remains, and even a human skeleton. The 3-foot-wide basalt boulder fireplaces were particularly intriguing. Radiocarbon dating confirmed their Natufian origin, and uniquely, the Natufians left these fireplaces largely untouched. The fact that Shubayqa existed as a wetland during the Natufian era challenges the notion that they lived long before the advent of agriculture. Researchers analyzed 49 samples from the fireplaces meticulously. The astonishing discovery was that despite not being traditional farmers, the Natufians had mastered bread-making processes. Their bread, akin to modern flatbreads like pita, was unleavened and likely made from a mix of einkorn wheat, oats, barley, and club rush tubers, creating high-quality flour. Club rush tubers introduced gluten into the dough, influencing its texture. Interestingly, there was no evidence of ovens, suggesting the Natufians baked bread on hot stones or within ashes. Flatbreads like those at Shubayqa were practical for transportation and storage, a feature contributing to their prevalence in ancient cultures, predating similar findings in Europe and Turkey. This discovery supports earlier hints of the Natufians' interaction with plants through grinding tools and flint sickle blades. It corroborates the theory that flatbread served as a bridge between hunter-gatherers and settled farmers. Patrick McGovern proposes that if the Natufians manipulated cereals for bread, they might have also produced beer, aligning with evidence from a 13,000-year-old brewery in a Natufian cave in Israel. The motivations behind the Natufians' bread-making remain speculative, but bread's cultural and symbolic significance, seen in religious rituals like Christian communion and the Jewish festival of Passover, persists. Despite the intriguing nature of this discovery, a significant knowledge gap remains regarding the early development of bread. Previously, it was believed that bread only became a dietary staple when Neolithic farmers could cultivate their own cereal crops for its production. Thus, the Natufians' bread-making without crop cultivation has captivated researchers. The Shubayqa 1 discovery represents only one of several instances in which prehistoric bread has been investigated. However, advancements in technology now allow scientists to analyze its composition more accurately than ever before. Samples from Shubayqa 1 were meticulously examined using scanning electron microscopy, a method that offers unprecedented precision. Researchers hope that this technique can eventually be applied to reanalyze remains from previously excavated sites. The analysis of the Shubayqa 1 samples involved a process led by Laura Gonzalez Carretero at UCL. However, this task was more intricate than it may seem. Initially, Carretero had to establish specific criteria to distinguish bread from other ancient cereal-based products like porridge. Through microscopy, Carretero could scrutinize the particles and microstructures within the remains, comparing them to experimentally produced bread to validate their findings. Basic bread recipes typically comprise only flour and water, with the inclusion of gluten or other proteins from the flour giving bread its characteristic texture and shape. Bread offers a range of essential nutrients, including iron, magnesium, and B vitamins, along with carbohydrates and fiber, making it a valuable source of sustenance. This would have been particularly advantageous for hunter-gatherer communities, compensating for the calorie deficiency of raw plants in their diet. The fireplaces at Shubayqa 1 contained club rush tubers as the primary plant material. These tubers had a slightly sweet and salty taste with a gritty texture, potentially due to inadequate cleaning. Combining wheat and tubers introduced gluten into the Natufians' bread dough, altering its texture and making it easier to bake. The absence of ovens suggests they likely baked bread on hot stones near the fire or directly in the ashes. Flatbreads, like those inferred from Shubayqa 1, were favored in ancient times for their simplicity, stackability, and efficient storage. This discovery aligns with unleavened flatbreads found at Roman and Neolithic sites, although Shubayqa 1 predates them. While the discovery is groundbreaking, it corroborates earlier hints from grinding tools and flint sickle blades, indicating Natufians' interaction with plants and supporting existing theories. Experts, including Antonella Pasqualone and Patrick McGovern, suggest that flatbreads may have bridged the gap between hunter-gatherers and settled farmers, and the Natufians may have produced beer alongside bread. The labor-intensive bread-making process raises questions about its significance, possibly reserved for special occasions or to impress guests. The enduring cultural and symbolic value of bread is evident in religious rituals like Christian communion and the Jewish festival of Passover, which features unleavened matzo bread. The Shubayqa 1 discovery offers insights into agricultural history and shared cultural heritage with Natufian ancestors. It underscores bread's enduring importance throughout human history. Future research aims to explore early plant and animal consumption, the role of bread in motivating cereal cultivation, and further insights into the transition to agriculture. Additional funding from the Danish Council for Independent Research will support ongoing research in this area. Subscribe for more.